Anthony was scheduling a trip to Iran for July, right, Anthony? And the Americans got in the way.
Yeah, this is months in advance.
Yeah.
We were supposed to leave July 1st, and I was going to be coming back tomorrow, July 21st. So,
Mm.
yeah, these three, I planned it to leave the day after. Actually, the planning was before I knew anything about a fast here in New York, but I made sure that we left the day after the fast broke. So it was just to stay with it for a moment. And Ellen, Wilf is such a great organization, and they have been with all these movements against war, which this was deeply connected to. The thing that Mike is this and Wilf has organized so many marches and protests and vigils. So I feel that organization whenever I think of what we do today. It's a long time, beautiful organization. Um, Mike is one of my great heroes. What he did on the 30th, the last day of this fast, was phenomenal. Yes, we were marching and blocked Second Avenue in front of the Israeli mission, but we did not catch what Mike was doing on his own back at the U.S. mission. But it was really one of the most profound acts. It speaks volumes. The words that you've said um, were clear, concise. Just stop killing. You like to shed blood all over the world. Well, here, have some blood. And you threw that blood on that U.S. mission, dripping down that big, huge window in front of the portraits of our president and vice presidents. It was really, I never, and yes, he got arrested, but it was, the police were like, they were kind of dazed. They were like, "Did you just throw something on the window?" It was really, and he was just standing there, like, "Yeah, yeah," but very nice. It seemed very calm. God bless you. That was that's a profound act, and he did not tell any of us. We probably would have told him it's really not the right thing to do, Mike, or whatever. Shouldn't throw blood. You know, it might be violence. Anyway, thank you, Mike, for that insight and for following that intuition of yours that came. What a great inspiration. And I think it speaks for all of us. We are so sick about what is going on in the world and what's going on in our wars, but especially in Palestine. So, yeah, I was trying to find the messages from the Palestinian ambassador, um, who is deeply moved by the Veterans for Peace who are out there for 40 days, um, and deeply moved by those actions on the last day, but deeply moved throughout. She felt that um, she was going to very dark spaces often, feeling they're alone and people just forgot them. No one really hears them. No one really sees the horror, their families being wiped out, their friends being wiped out, and the world just doesn't seem to be doing anything. And here's this group that are just standing every day, and it's not just standing on the corner in front of our own mission, where our own ambassador would have to. She tried her best to avoid this group. I tell you, she was afraid. I think she was afraid of uh, of the Vets for Peace standing there. I mean, she's. If she told some guard that she felt threatened. I mean, God, I just felt like, all right, think of the Palestinian life. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic, but a lot of diplomats passed to cross to go to the UN. Diplomats from 190 countries passed that corner and saw Mike and the Veterans for Peace standing there with our signs. So it was the world that was seeing, and a lot of people took pictures, and they took a lot of heat. Mike and Philip and Joy and they and who Ken Ash from down there in Asheville and Russell. These vets were they took a lot of heat from people coming by and saying "F you" and "you guys don't know what you're talking about" and "you're
Mhm.
stupid," "you're supporting terrorism,"
Mhm.
um, "you're ashamed of yourself." They got all that too. So, but we mostly got thumbs up and people saying thank you, and lots of great conversations as well. So the ambassador did
Mhm.
write a couple of times about how profoundly grateful and what a glimmer of hope you gave her to get through these really dark times. These are extremely dark times, to say the least. And it's really hard for them to remain sane. So these acts, they don't feel alone. And yes, these photographs, they traveled to Palestine.
Mhm.
Oh Lord. So Iran, yeah, I was supposed to be there, and I must say, Iran have been always. It's one of the reasons why Israel and the U.S. hate Iran constantly, is they have always been supportive of the Palestinian cause. No, they do not support terrorism in the region. Uh, they don't support the killing of innocent people by terrorists. They do support movements that are trying to stand up to this horrible apartheid, oppression, and murder that's been going on for so long. So they do encourage and support them. Look at us. Look what we encourage and support around the world. So anyway, yes, this was going to be my second trip to Iran. I was going with a couple of Veterans for Peace and another person. Maybe we won't talk about it because it might too much because we still hope it will happen. But yeah, it happened. This invasion of Iran happened on June 13th, which was an amazing day. A lot of things happened while Mike and the team were there, and none of that. The vets, after their fasting, would go to other actions that other people were doing in front of the New York Times. There were students at Columbia and CUNY that were doing actions. They would go from that exhausted state to be in solidarity with other groups. So it was really a great connecting force. And Mike was writing all the time. And it's very tough what they did. I know I'm supposed to talk about Iran, but Iran really appreciated what you did. And when I'll say when Mike got out of jail, uh, Iran was the invasion by U.S. and Israel, because it was by the two of us and NATO that invaded Iran, and they were actually intending to take out the Ayatollah. I don't know if people know that, but they were going to take out everybody. That was their plan. They failed. They failed miserably, and they created lots of damage. Over 1,000 people, innocent people, killed. That's just beyond horror. But where was I going? So Mike gets out of jail. He's still got blood all over his shirt because he threw this cow blood and was taken right to prison. And slept in a cold, freezing cell overnight, which was probably good because it kind of froze the blood on his shirt. I don't know what it did. But so he gets out, and I said, "Look, Iran today has opened their mission to anyone who wants to come and sign a condolence book for those who died in Iran through this invasion." And no missions, especially Iran, open up their mission to anyone to walk in. Usually, to go to the Iranian mission for very, very good reasons, you need to be really vetted. They get your name, they want to know where you live, they vet, they research you, but they opened for anyone who felt compelled to. It's very moving. So Mike gets out of jail, and I said, "Mike, you got to come up to the mission and sign this book. It'd be so profound. They know about your action. They were supportive of your action and very moved by your action out there." And he said, "Look, man, I'm covered in blood. My vet T-shirts is all." I said, "Please, Mike." It happened to be Imam Hussein, a huge holiday in Iran for the martyr Imam Hussein, who was martyred, and they often have lots of blood in this ceremony. I said it would fit in perfectly if you came up with that bloody shirt. He didn't have time to go home and change because they're closing the mission at 5, this book. So there he goes. He comes up, follows orders. Thank you, Mike. And it comes up, and our friend there, our connection there, the third committee, calls the ambassador in and gets to meet Mike. And although we didn't have much time to talk, but we did speak with the ambassador of Iran. He he, he didn't skip a beat. You know, I was in a tie. Sorry, I was in a jacket. Two other people I was with were in tie and jackets. And there's Mike in his bloody T-shirt, bloody, smelly T-shirt. And the Iranian ambassador greeted him like he was just noble. Anyway, it was a great sight. It's a great sight. Thank you for coming up, Mike. So yeah, Iran has been very supportive of that, and we had a great trip that was long planned to meet with student groups, to meet with professors, to meet with nuclear scientists, to meet with people involved with their hot, not the well, the refugees. Sorry, the refugees. We environmentalists, scientists. We were going to meet because they have a. When you go to Iran, you realize, oh my God, the environment is really, really struggling here. There is a lack of water like unbelievable. So and the air, the dust storms that can happen, it's serious. They really want the world to focus on our environment and not war. So, so these are some of the things that were planned, and some of the great museums there where you learn about the Iran-Iraq war that we supported. And you learn a lot of things that Americans just don't know about Iran. You learn about the history of the CIA coup that we orchestrated along with the UK, taking out their democratically elected leader and putting in the Shah, who was absolutely brutal, killed thousands of people, tortured people. So Americans don't know this stuff, and they love Americans. They embrace us. They know the difference between people and government. So it was going to be a great opportunity. And yes, we were meeting with government officials. We were supposed to meet with the foreign minister and some of the mullahs. I put in a request for the Ayatollah, but that would probably not happen. So it was going to be a wonderful women's groups. I think I mentioned that. Just going to be a wonderful people-to-people event that we could. Oh, and synagogues. A lot of people don't know that there's an ancient Jewish community. 30,000 in Tehran. Jewish people practicing their faith in synagogues. Americans have no idea. Israel likes to keep that a secret. That they hate Jews, right? That's all we know about Iran. They want to kill all Jews. They want to kill Israel. They don't want to destroy Israel. They just don't want apartheid. They don't want occupation, and they don't like genocide. It is killing them to watch children. It's close to them. They take it very personally. Americans, we go shopping. So yeah, it's really killing them that the rest of the world is not doing anything. It's Iran and, of course, the Houthis. God bless the brave, courageous Houthis. So I've said a lot, but I could go on.
Just Anthony, just real quickly, since you had these contacts arranged and you had to delay or postpone or cancel the trip, what are their feelings as far as the threat, a further threat from the U.S. and from Israel? Just are they walking around looking in the sky, waiting for something to come flying down?
You bet. After they did get fooled by us. Thank you, government of the United States of America, for now having the entire world not trusting a thing we say, because President was the day before the attack was like, yeah, we're going on to the 5th round of negotiations. It's really, we're going to be there, and we're, it's going to go well. They better take our deal. Well, he knew. He knew.
Mhm.
And of course, the next day after the attack, they're all gloating. What a great success. We've knocked out, we've assassinated. Can you
Mhm.
imagine having our some of our leaders and our diplomats and our scientists being assassinated in America, what we do?
In their homes with their families.
That's right. And they call them precision strikes baloney. Over 1,000 people were killed. The vast majority of them, well, all of them really, are innocent. Scientists are innocents. They are working on a legal, sanctioned, going along with the international rules nuclear program. They do not have, and they're not making a nuclear weapon. There are now a lot of people that want to, but they're not, and they haven't been. Um, so yes, the answer. Sorry, long. Yes,
Mhm.
they are very well prepared. They got caught off guard thanks to our lying. No one in the world would trust what we say anymore, and especially Iran. But the Iranians are they still really distinguish between people. They still welcome us, and they have been. Iran can have done severe danger once they got caught up and got themselves their feet back on the ground. Because the first day was a tremendous loss. They could have lost others. Thank God they didn't. Um, So they are now back and they are ready. And this is not a ceasefire that's happening right now. This was the ending of hostilities for a moment. And you can bet Israel and U.S. are doing everything they can right now in our War Department to say how we can not mess up this time and take out these leaders. They know that. Iran knows that. We're still after regime change. Iran knows that. Um, so they are ready. They could take down the entire global economy. Iran could today if they wanted to. They did not use their major best missiles at all. They could have taken out Israel's nuclear program. They could have taken out all the oil refineries. They could have taken out our military bases, our largest one, right across the water from them. They could have taken that whole military base out. Instead, they gave us a warning. Excuse us, we are going to send a missile into this base at this time. Okay, we'll give you 6, 7 hours. We don't. Iran wants peace. They want peace with the region. They want trade. What's really happening here is Russia and China. They have the Belt and Highway. They're building railroad, pipelines. The U.S. doesn't want this. We want control of the region. We want to
Uh-huh.
get rid of Iran. We want to topple their government. We spread all these lies about Iran, as Israel does about Hamas.